Hey, it's Jason here with www.diomedesindustries.com, D-I-O-M-E-D-E-S Industries, all one word.com. Showing you guys today another one-take tutorial on how to do a glue up when you're gluing in a welt or two pieces of leather together at any time. There are two sides to leather. There is the grain side, which is relatively smooth. Depends on how it's made. Certain leather is very smooth, and this is a bridal leather, which has fats and emollients put back into it. They call it hot stuffing, put back into the leather. That can be its own little bit of a challenge, but this is regular veg tan, and this grain side is fairly smooth. Now, the flesh side is pretty rough. If you're gluing flesh to flesh, you just take your contact cement, coat both sides, let it dry based on the instructions, and then, put it together. But if you are gluing grain to flesh or grain to grain, you want to scuff up the surface of the leather. And I've already been starting to glue this before I shot the video, but this part has been smooth and this part has been scuffed up. Now, simple sandpaper does the job. This is like 150 grit, 80 grit will work, but they make this cool little tool that they sell at Tandy. It's a Craft Tool Pro tool, and I'm not sure how much it costs, maybe about $18 or something, but it's got this rough surface on an angle. And let me show you how that works. Just rub it back and forth roughly. It doesn't have to be pretty. It's not supposed to be pretty. And that prepares the surface for gluing. And that's a must, again, if you're going to do the grain side of anything. Now, when you get ready to glue, and you do glue, contact cement works the best. And there's lots of different types. Barge is probably the industry favorite. At Home Depot, there's the original DAP, D-A-P, which is a really good contact cement. The only trouble there is you can't find any thinner. One of the ones I like at Tandy, if you do buy your stuff there, is something called Tanner's Bond, and that's really good too. It's a little bit more rubber cementy, and they do sell a thinner for that, and I keep mine relatively thin, although this has gotten a little bit thick. But anyway, we're going to glue this up really quick. You can see I've already laid a first coat, and I put just thin layers on, a couple of thin layers, and let that cure. This I can put together a little bit wet. Some of the other stuff has to be pretty fully cured. And you get used to what you're using, follow the instructions, check it out. This has gotten a little thick, as you can see. I'm going to want to thin that out. But when that is done, it will look something like that. It will still be glossy, and it'll be ready to go together. So those two just get put together. And once they are put together, you tap that down, that stitch coat down with a flat cobbler's hammer. And you can pick these up on eBay. Any flat surface hammer, take it to your grinder, your sander, and sand that smooth with as flat as you can get it, with a little bit of rounding on the edge so it doesn't leave a mark, and you're good to go. But I just want to show you guys how to prepare a surface for gluing so that you get good adhesion, and it makes everything go smoother. All right, thanks a lot. www.diomedesindustries.com. Thanks.